Hello, in this video I'm going to be demonstrating the main parts of a typical vertical milling machine and also outlining some of the safety features which are available on the machine. This is a typical vertical milling machine, also known as a turret mill. The main part, which contains the motor, the drive and the spindle, is called the milling head. Speed controls are within the milling head. The belt drive, which controls the spindle speed, is also contained in the milling head. The spindle is inside this part of the milling head, and this is the spindle which rotates and where the cutting tools are attached. Moving down, this is the bed of the milling machine. It's perfectly flat, perfectly level, and work holding devices can be clamped onto the bed, such as a milling vise. Moving further down, we have the cross slide. The cross slide is used to move the table forward and back by operating this handle to move the table forward and back. Moving further down, this large section here is called the knee. The table and the cross slide are mounted on the knee, and the knee controls the vertical movement of the table by using this handle. Rotate clockwise to raise the table and anti-clockwise to lower the table. Further down we have a splash guard which gathers any waste coolant which comes from the coolant spray. To move the table from left to right, this handle is used to move the table left and right. There's a duplicate handle on the far end of the table, so it can be operated from either side. Moving round, we have the control box which houses the isolator power switch, which can be used to switch the power machine to the machine. This section is called the ram. It's very versatile. It can be swiveled in this direction. The ram can be moved forward or back. The actual milling head can also be tilted up or down in this direction, and the milling head itself can be swiveled from side to side. This gives the machine a very high degree of versatility in the operations that it can perform. The ram is mounted on top of the main part of the machine, which is called the column. On the column is mounted the work light, also the automatic lubrication system, and there's a pneumatic air connection which is connected to a stop brake, and that comes on as soon as the spindle stops to stop the spindle immediately. When the machine power is switched on at the main switch, the power can then be turned on using the green button, and the spindle can be operated using the spindle reset button, which starts the spindle. Some of the safety features that we have on the machine, firstly, are the emergency stop on the control panel, which will stop the spindle. That can be reset by rotating it so it pops back out. We also have the table guard table guard consists of several sections. The two front sections are sliding, which means that when the doors are pulled apart, the spindle will cease to rotate. The third safety feature that we have is a kick bar. If something's going wrong with the machine or with the operation, the operator can kick this panel, which will again stop the machine. As mentioned previously, one of the safety features on the machine is a pneumatically controlled brake, which puts a brake on the spindle when it stops. When there is no compressed air connected to the machine, when the spindle is shut down by pressing the emergency stop, it can be seen that it slows down gradually. When the compressed air is turned on, if I do the same operation, it can be seen that the spindle stops very quickly, which is because the air brake has been applied. As with the lathe, the milling machine has a facility for power feed, automatic feed, which means that the table can be moved automatically by operating one of these two levers. This lever controls the left to right movement of the table. When the handle is moved, the table moves in the same direction as the handle is being moved. For the cross slide, this is the control box. When the handle is pushed away from the operator, the table also moves away from the operator. When the handle is pulled towards the operator, the table also moves towards the operator. The feed rate, in other words the speed at which the table moves, can be controlled by moving this small dial here, which is the same for both directional feeds. There is also a rapid traverse facility which overrides the feed and moves the table in rapid motion. There is one other power feed, which is the power feed to the knee. The knee can be raised or lowered using the knee control. However, the knee power feed is never used for machining purposes. It's just used to position the table to the required height. These two feeds are used for machining purposes.